Hi guys, in this training video and podcast we're going to be talking about the top 5 mistakes parents of goalkeepers make when it comes to purchasing their goalkeeping child's goalkeeping equipment. Now before I go into this top 5, if this is the first time you've heard of myself or any other than J4Keepers J4K, please don't take this personally, okay? So we've been going now since 1998, so for 25 years now. And over the 25 years we've coached well over 500,000 goalkeepers all over the world, and we've actually helped even more parents of goalkeepers to help their goalkeeping child to achieve their dreams. So whether that's to become a professional goalkeeper, semi-professional goalkeeper, gain a college scholarship, myself and my J4K coach colleagues all over the world, our forte is to help and educate parents of goalkeepers, and especially parents of our students, to help them to help their goalkeeping child to achieve their dreams. So again, I'm going to be showing you a bit of tough love here in this video as a parent. Don't worry if you are making this mistake or one of these mistakes or even more of these mistakes, because goalkeeping is such a specialised position. It's 99.9% of parents, probably more, don't understand goalkeeping. In fact, if you've not played in goal before as a parent, you're not going to understand goalkeeping. Again, don't worry about that, okay? That's why these organisations like J4Keepers and J4K, we're here to help. So I'm going to show you some tough love now. Please don't take it the wrong way. It's here to help you so you can help your goalkeeping child to achieve their dreams. Mistake number 1 is the parents of the goalkeeper will watch their favourite professional goalkeeper play, or their goalkeeping child's favourite professional goalkeeper play, and they will watch what they wear, and then they will try and emulate what that professional goalkeeper wears in a game situation, and then they will purchase that equipment for their child. Now what you're going to be so careful as a parent here, because there's more and more goalkeepers, especially professional goalkeepers, they're wearing short sleeve goalkeeping jerseys, and some of them, the gloves are very, very thin. There's not much padding on the palms, etc. So again, what a parent will think, oh, okay, well, if my goalkeeping child's favourite goalkeeper is, you know, wearing a short sleeve shirt, or they're wearing thin goalkeeper gloves, well, I'll get that for my goalkeeping child. Or, you know, they'll see that they're just wearing shorts, they're not wearing, you know, padded shorts or padded pants. So basically a parent will copy what their goalkeeper child's favourite professional goalkeeper wears, and that can be a huge mistake, because what you've got to be really careful about here, guys. The majority of probably all professional goalkeepers now, when they play their games, they're playing on a playing surface that's like a bowling green. It's flat, and before the game and at half time, the pitch is getting watered. So they're playing on a bowling green, a super soft field that's obviously getting watered, so there's no friction and grass burns, etc. And here's the problem, especially here in the UK, okay, especially if you play on local council fields, okay, they're not going to get watered, they're certainly not like, and obviously they're not going to be like professional football fields. But again, so as a parent of a goalkeeper, you know, you've got to be so careful, because you can't expect your goalkeeping child to wear the same equipment as a professional goalkeeper, because like I say, they're playing on a bowling green every single week compared to what your child is playing on, especially if they're playing on council fields. As I say, you know, sometimes the council fields will have no grass on, or if it's dry, the council is certainly not going to water the fields. Most councils can't even cut the grass, never mind water the fields. So again, you know, so if your child is going to slide out and they've got short sleeve shirts on, they've got, you know, danger of getting grass burns on their elbows, and especially if it's a playing surface, where again we see this especially on local council fields, where obviously a lot of games have been played, and then these, like, especially in the 6-yard area where you'll see no grass, and it's obviously, and then it goes hard, so obviously then it goes hard, and so basically the goalkeeper is playing like on, there's no grass and it's hard, and if a goalkeeper slides on that, oh my goodness me, especially a young goalkeeper, if they get grass burns, it's the worst pain in the world. Honestly, it's the worst pain in the world. So it's super important that you get the right goalkeeping gear for your child. So we always recommend, and J4Keepers, that you, as a parent of a goalkeeper, always make sure that your goalkeeper child has got a long sleeved goalkeeping jersey, and also make sure that they wear a base layer underneath their goalkeeping jersey, because what happens there, and ideally a padded base layer as well, because what happens there, and again, it's the same with the shorts, have base layers underneath the shorts, ideally padded base layers under the goalkeeper kit, because what happens if your goalkeeping child has got a long sleeve shirt on and they've got a padded they've got a base layer underneath, ideally padded, but even if it's just a base layer, what happens when they come to slide out, the goalkeeping jersey and the base layer underneath, when the goalkeeper comes out and slides, it's the cloth on cloth, if that makes sense. Whereas if it's just a single goalkeeping jersey and your goalkeeping child comes sliding out, they can still get grass burns even with a long sleeve goalkeeping jersey on, because it's the material on the skin. So you want to put that extra base layer on, so when your goalkeeping child slides out, and if there is friction, obviously if the ground's dry, when they slide out, the friction is going to be not on the material and onto your goalkeeping child's flesh, it's going to be material on material, and that really lessens the chance of your goalkeeping child getting a grass burn. Honestly, you don't want your child getting a grass burn, seriously. I've actually broken many bones over the years playing in goal professionally, and I will tell you now, grass burns is worse than any break. Okay, so it's super important to make sure that you don't dress your goalkeeping child like a professional goalkeeper. Again, if you're unsure, drop us an email at with the number 4 j4ksports.com or .co.uk. So yeah, with a digit 4, excuse me, j4ksports.com or .co.uk, and we'll give you obviously the right advice in terms of what you need to get. Also as well, going on to the goalkeeping gloves. A lot of professional goalkeepers now are wearing goalkeeper gloves with like 2mm palms or 3mm palms, so there's not much padding on the palm. Again, you've got to be very careful, especially with the younger goalkeepers. Now, a professional goalkeeper is going to get away with that because obviously they've got the right technique, so when a shot comes in, their hands, because a lot of goalkeepers as well, when they in training, they'll actually take their gloves off, so they actually train without any goalkeeping gloves. So as you can imagine, a professional goalkeeper, their hands is going to be fantastic. So when a shot comes in hard, it's not really going to bother a professional goalkeeper because they're getting hundreds of shots at their hands every single day. But especially if you've got like an 8, 9, 10-year-old goalkeeper, if they're wearing a goalkeeping glove that's only 2mm or 3mm a palm, and that shot comes in and it stings the goalkeeper, one, it's going to hurt, and two, it's going to knock the young goalkeeper's confidence because they think, I don't want that to happen again. So that's why it's important for a younger goalkeeper. You need to be getting glove palms at least 4mm. Okay, I know it's only a millimetre, but honestly, it's the world of difference. So please don't be getting the same goalkeeping gloves, especially the thickness of the palm, just because your goalkeeping child's favourite professional goalkeeper wears that glove. You've got to remember, one, the professional, okay, yeah, so obviously they're used to everything getting smacked at them, but they're playing on a much better playing surface than your goalkeeping child. Mistake number 2, a lot of parents of goalkeepers, what they tend to do is they want to buy the goalkeeping gloves a little bit bigger because what their mentality is that their goalkeeping child will grow into the goalkeeping gloves. A bit like when, obviously when you buy trainers or shoes, you always buy the shoes for your children slightly big, obviously so they can grow into them. You can't do that with goalkeeping gloves. One, they're not going to last that long anyway. Honestly, a good pair of goalkeeping gloves will probably last you 6 to anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks. Depends on how well you look after them, but also it depends on the playing surface as well, because you can have a brand new pair of gloves, and if you play on a poor playing surface, your gloves can get destroyed in literally the first 10 minutes. Or you get younger goalkeepers, they'll pull the socks up, and then that can completely actually cause havoc. You've got to remember the glove palms are very, very, very fragile latex. So any type of friction is going to wear away pretty quickly, okay? So again, don't get the goalkeeping gloves too big because the chances are they're going to wear away before your goalkeeping child even grows. But here's the problem as well. If you get the goalkeeping gloves too big, I don't want to go too deep here, but what happens is it can actually cost goals for your goalkeeping child, because if a shot comes in, what can happen is if it hits the tip of the, let's say the gloves are this, they're this big, they're that much bigger than your goalkeeping child's fingers. If a shot comes in, the ball could hit the tip of the glove, not the finger, the tip of the glove, and go in the goal before your goalkeeping child gets a chance to even feel the ball, if that makes sense. It's super important. So it's important that when you get goalkeeping gloves for your child, that the goalkeeping gloves need to literally fit on the tips of the fingers. So when a shot comes in and your goalkeeping child is trying to catch the ball, it's hitting, you know, because the goalkeeping gloves are on the tips of the fingers, it's hitting the goalkeeping glove and your goalkeeping child's tips of the fingers. Because if there's any, you know, if there's half an inch at the top of the finger and the ball hits the glove first, it's just going to deflect into the goal. So it can actually cost goals as well, and also can cause injury as well. I'm not going into too much detail. It can actually cause injury if the ball comes in at the wrong angle and hits the glove. Again, what I'm trying to come across, what I'm trying to explain here as a parent, if the gloves are too big, if a shot comes in and it hits the glove before it hits the hand and your child gets a chance to feel the ball, it can cost a goal and also potentially cost an injury. So it's super important that when you get the goalkeeping gloves for your goalkeeping child, that they've got to be literally right on the tips of the fingers, so there's no space whatsoever. And that's how you should purchase. It's not that's the gloves that you should purchase for your goalkeeping child. Mistake number 3, stay on the goalkeeping gloves. A lot of parents, they get the wrong, we call them glove cuts, okay? That's why on our website, j4ksports.com and j4ksports.co.uk, we've got actually a page dedicated to help parents and goalkeepers pick the correct shaped glove for their goalkeeper's shaped hand. I know it sounds crazy, okay? But the main 3 goalkeeping gloves, goalkeepers, is roll finger, negative cut. So roll finger goalkeeping gloves, negative cut goalkeeping gloves, hybrid cut goalkeeping gloves. Actually, there's also flat palm as well. I won't go into too much detail, but for example, as a rule of thumb, goalkeepers like me that have got wide and broad hands, their best shape is what's called a negative cut goalkeeping glove. And goalkeepers that have got thin and slender hands and fingers, they're more ideal to a roll finger goalkeeping glove. And the mistake, again, only because parents don't know, the mistake what some parents will make is like to me, who's got like broad, fat hands. If I wear a roll finger goalkeeping glove, they're really, really, really tight. And there's nothing worse as a goalkeeper when you're playing in goal and the gloves are not comfortable. Because as a goalkeeper, you've got to be 100% focused on the game. And you might have seen this yourself with your goalkeeping child. While the game's going on, they're fidgeting with the gloves because just something's not right. They just cannot get the gloves to feel comfortable. And while they're messing about with their gloves, they're not fully concentrating, and that's when they're going to let goals in. And also as well, if you get the wrong shaped goalkeeping glove for your shaped hands, they're going to wear away faster as well because it's the wrong shape for your shaped hands. Again, if I wore roll finger goalkeeping gloves because I've got wide hands, they're going to wear away very, very, very fast because it's the wrong shape. Because obviously my hand is working against a shape that doesn't belong on my hand, if that makes sense. And my hand is always going to win because a goalkeeping glove is a very fragile product. So your goalkeeping child's hand is always going to win against the goalkeeping glove, which means the goalkeeping glove is just going to wear away super fast. So by getting the correct shaped goalkeeping glove for your goalkeeping child, 1, it's going to save you money, and 2, it'll actually, crazy as it sounds, it'll actually help your goalkeeping child with their performance as well. And the best tip I can give you as well, as a goalkeeper, you will know when you got the right shaped goalkeeping glove on your hands, because when you put the glove on, you go, oh wow, you don't even feel like you've got a glove on. And that's how, again, we've got go and check our page out. If you go to j4ksports.com, go to useful links, and it says picking the correct goalkeeping glove, that will really, really help you. But when your goalkeeping child puts a pair of goalkeeping gloves on, if they're like doing this and you're pulling faces, that's the wrong shaped goalkeeping glove. I promise you, if your goalkeeping child puts a glove on and goes, oh, wow, that feels amazing, I doesn't even feel like I've got a glove on, that's the right shape hand. That's the right shape goalkeeping glove for your child's hands. So please make sure that you get the correct glove cut. Remember, roll finger, negative cut, hybrid cut, and flat palm. They're the 4 to look out for. So please make sure you get the right shaped goalkeeping glove for your child's shaped hands. It'll really, really help and save you money as a parent. Number 4, and I've sort of already touched this I've already touched on this, is making sure that your child gets the right protected gear. Honestly, mums and dads who are members of J4K, who are on my mailing list, they'll be sick to death. They'll go, bloody hell, Ray, are you going on about the protected gear again? Because it's that important. And so what I mean by protected gear, it's the base layers. So it's the base layers with the padded, so you can get padded jerseys with the padded base layer jerseys, padded base layer shorts. So when you're playing in your game situations, you can wear the padded shorts under your goalkeeper kit. You can wear the padded base layer jersey under your goalkeeping jersey, and then when you train, I believe you should go for the 3/4 padded compression, because that's also got knee pads as well. Super important. So every parent of a goalkeeper, you should have that in your child's goalkeeping kit bag. Now you don't have to use it all the time. Okay, so for example, if you're playing on a pitch that's really grassy, it's been raining, so it's obviously it's quite soft, and as a parent you go out and you test. I always recommend, especially if you've got a younger goalkeeper, as a parent, go onto the fields before the game, and obviously you need to check, especially in the 18-yard area or the area your goalkeeping child's going to play. Make sure that there's no, especially the council fields, you got to make sure that there's no cans on there, there's no dog dirt on there, etc. So as a parent, again, always make sure that you check the surface. I know the referees check it as well, but as a parent, you're going to be a lot more vigilant than a referee. But as I say, so the protected gear should always be in your goalkeeping child's kit bag. They won't have to use it all the time, okay? As I say, if you go to a football, you go to a game and the pitch is perfect, the grass, the playing surface is fantastic, it's raining, you know that your child is potentially not going to get hurt on there because the grass is soft, it's raining, there's going to be no grass burns, they're not going to get a dead hip or a dead elbow because the grass is soft. You don't have to wear the protective gear. However, maybe 3 or 4 weeks later, when you come into, especially in the summer months when the ground is solid, or if you're playing on artificial surfaces, as a parent, you must be saying to your goalkeeping child, or let them watch this video, listen, Uncle Ray said you've got to wear this gear. I promise you, wearing padded base layers, like under the jerseys, under the shorts, compression with padded on the elbow, padding on the hips, I promise you it will stop your goalkeeping child. If they land awkwardly, it will stop them getting dead elbows or dead hips. Again, that's the worst pain in the world. Getting dead hips is horrible. And also as well, getting grass burns, which is even worse than a dead hip. You don't want your goalkeeping child having grass burns. It's horrendous. So make sure that you get the right protective gear. And again, it doesn't have to be J4K. If you've got your preferred goalkeeping glove supplier that you go to, ask them the question, look, what protective gear do you recommend for my goalkeeping child? Mistake number 5 as well, okay, and sort of going on to what I've just said in number 4, parents don't ask any questions before they purchase. They'll just go, oh, that looks good, I'll purchase that. Or that, oh wow, my child's professional goalkeeper, my goalkeeping child's favourite professional goalkeeper, they wear that, I'll buy that. Don't always ask the question. Again, when you go to glove companies like the J4K, we specialise in not only goalkeeping gloves, we specialise in helping and educating goalkeepers, parents of goalkeepers, or even goalkeeping coaches, and like football managers, etc. So before you purchase anything, ask the question, email in and say, hey, I'm interested in buying this padded jersey or this goalkeeping glove or this goalkeeping cap or this, whatever it is, and say, look, I've got a 9-year-old daughter who plays in goal, do you recommend it? And any goalkeeping glove company website that is worth their salt, and I'll be honest with you, 99.9% of them we'll give you the advice. And again, we've done it many a time where we'll go, nope, that's not suitable, okay, that's not suitable, don't be doing that, and then we'll point the parents to another product, even if it's cheaper, okay, because obviously we want to make sure that we give the right advice to parents, so they're obviously given the right advice and the right protection and the right gear for their goalkeeping child. So always ask, even if you think you know the answer, always ask first, because again, if you come to a company like J4Keepers or J4K or a similar one, obviously where our passion is goalkeeping, we will make sure that we give you the right advice. And again, we've all actually, with J4K, especially in the early days when we were just getting going and we never had all the gear, we've actually passed a lot of our customers onto our competition. So rather than go, yeah, buy that, we're like, no, that's not good enough. However, if you go to this company's website, that's what you need to get, because people like myself and other people that are running goalkeeping glove websites, and you know, we do it out of passion, and we want to make sure that we give the right advice to goalkeepers and parents of goalkeepers. So before you purchase anything, don't make the mistake of not asking and just purchasing it because your son or daughter's favourite goalkeeper wears that. Ask first, hey, I've got a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 20-year-old, is this suitable? And I promise you 99.9% of the websites that you'll ask, they will give you the right answer. Even if it means sending you to a competitor, they would rather do that than sell you a product that's not going to be viable. So I hope that helps. I hope those top 5 tips helps you as a parent to make sure that you help your goalkeeping child get the right goalkeeping gear, because I promise you, it's not just about being protected. I know it sounds crazy, okay, yeah, but if your goalkeeping child is protected, which is obviously your number one goal, pardon the pun, but if they feel comfortable as well, they'll actually perform better. I know it sounds crazy, okay, there's nothing worse as a goalkeeper when things are just, they're not feeling right, especially your goalkeeping gloves, and when you're playing, you're fidgeting with all your gear, you're not concentrating on your game because you think, oh, this is annoying or this is too tight. So you've got to make sure that it all fits nice and comfortable while it protects your child, because one, they're getting the protection, but also as well, it will help with the performance because they'll feel comfortable, which will give them confidence, and that way then they're not worried about the gear, they're not fidgeting, they're focusing on the game 100%, which is obviously going to help them to perform better as a goalkeeper. So I hope that helps, and again, as always, if there's anything that you're struggling with, anything that you didn't understand, please just go to the number 4, j4ksports.com or j4ksports.co.uk. Just drop us an email and we'll get back to you normally the same day, and we'll answer your questions. Okay, hope that helps. Again, if you're a parent of a goalkeeper or a goalkeeping coach and you feel as if I've missed something, please comment below. Obviously, please help your fellow goalkeepers and fellow parents and fellow coaches by commenting below and obviously giving your opinion. Okay, all the best.